Candela, hypnotherapist, transformation coach, and a spiritual teacher. You're about to listen to a recording of one of my regression sessions. If you enjoyed the content on my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you click on the bell, it will inform you of any of my future postings. Also, leave a comment and click like, because that helps to bring this kind of content to more viewers. I hope you enjoy the recording, and I hope to see you again in my future videos. And I'd like you to tell me the very first thing that you see as you reach the surface.
I see a car. It reminds me of the 1950s. I see a woman, maybe a little younger than me now. She has red lips, and I get the feeling that she is a black woman, and she's standing next to the car.
What is your relationship to the woman that you see next to the car?
I feel like it's me.
And I'd like you to look down at your feet and tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
Black, chunky heels. The heel is not skinny, it's chunky.
And become aware of what you're wearing on your body.
Brown skirt to above the ankles. A tan, furry wrap coat. Feels like it's cold outside.
About what age?
Maybe 30.
Are you healthy?
Yes.
And what are you doing there at this time?
I'm just standing there.
Is this your car?
Yes.
What do you see around you?
A city, maybe downtown, brick buildings, like a small town.
Do you see people around?
No, but I just had the feeling that it's Providence, Rhode Island.
Is this a town where you live?
Yes.
How do you feel about standing there?
She feels scared.
What is scaring you?
Maybe someone's chasing her, or she thinks someone's chasing her.
See if you can settle down into her, almost as though you're merging with her. And as you do, you might begin to get a clearer knowing of what is happening that concerns her.
There's men, and she wants to get away from them because she knows that they're going to do something to her, harass her, but I don't know why she's not getting in the car and just going. She's just standing there.
So let's rewind a little bit and let's go back in time to the moment when the events started to unfold that brought her to this moment. So simply move back in time and you're going to find yourself in another time and place that allows you to see the events as they unfold.
She's at a bar type place, sitting, and some man is talking to her. She doesn't want to talk to him, and he's getting upset.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It's nighttime. Everyone's dressed up. It's like a restaurant, but a bar, and everyone looks really nice. He's in a suit with a hat. She's wearing the same brown skirt, but not the coat. She's wearing the black shoes and a black shirt that shows her shoulders.
And is she there by herself or with someone?
She's there sitting by herself.
Is this man black or white?
He's white.
And what does he want from her?
He is complimenting her and hitting on her, and she doesn't like it. I get the feeling that she has like a boyfriend. She's not married, but he's away. She went out that night on her own. Then a friend of the man comes up on the other side of her and standing. And it feels like she's getting nervous and regretting that she went out.
What happens next?
He grabs her arm, she pulls away and gets up and walks out. They don't follow her though. It feels like these guys are just bad. And the one guy that was talking to her feels slighted in some way. And it feels like they kind of know each other. Like it wasn't strangers. The one man that was flirting with her.
That she knows him?
Yeah, they know each other in some way, but not very well. So she goes to the car, and she's just standing there. And she feels like those guys are going to come, but she doesn't leave.
Why don't you leave?
She's just not sure where to go to be safe. If she goes to her home, they're going to know she's going to go there, and her family's there.
Do they know where she lives?
Yes. So she's thinking, and she's trying to think of where to go. But she just feels it's such a small place. There's not really anywhere for her to go, so what's the point?
Does she have any friends?
She has one friend, and she can't go there. The friend has a baby, and she doesn't want to bring trouble.
So move forward a little bit to the moment when she makes a decision or the next significant thing happens.
She stays, and she thinks that she can just make it better. The man that was flirting with her, his name is Joe, attacks her, and she can't get away because his friends are there. And she knows that since she is a woman of color, it doesn't matter anyway. But it's strange because that town where they live is known as being pretty not racist, I guess, compared to other places. But she still knows that it doesn't matter. If she goes to the police or tells anyone, nothing's going to happen. I feel like these men are important, like everyone knows them, and they get what they want.
How does he attack her?
He rapes her.
Where does that happen?
On the street, a little bit away from the car or where no one can see.
And what happens after?
He tells her that she shouldn't have rejected him and she better not tell anyone or it'll happen again.
And then what happens?
She gets in her car and goes home.
Does he hurt her physically in any other way?
No. She goes home to her mom. She lives with her mom.
How is she feeling?
She's feeling angry. She doesn't cry. She's mad that she just didn't leave and make a decision, because if she just would have left right away, it wouldn't have happened. She's mad that she was indecisive about it. She's mad that she doesn't feel that he will ever be punished for it, because that's just how it is. She's mad that she doesn't feel like she can tell anyone, because she'll just be blamed for it.
Can she tell her mom?
She could, but she doesn't.
Why?
She doesn't want that burden to be put on her mother. Her mom looks like my mom now.
Does she share it with anyone?
No.
So I'd like you to move forward in time to the next significant moment in that life. And just tell me what happens.
She went to college. She gets a job and she's happy because she's able to help her mom financially, but she moves far away, so she doesn't get to see her.
Where do you live now?
New York.
And what's the job?
It's in an office. I see a typewriter with a bunch of people all in one room.
How does she like the work?
She doesn't love the work, but she doesn't hate the work. and she's able to financially help her mom and maintain a life. So she's grateful, and she feels like there's nothing else that she can do anyway. So she might as well just be happy with it.
What does it mean, there's nothing else she can do anyway?
Well, she's a woman, and she's black, so that's the best that she can do.
What would she have liked to do?
Dancer pops into my mind, but I don't see any indication that she was a dancer.
You mentioned before that she had a boyfriend or some sort of relationship.
I don't see him anymore. He was in the Army, and it ended after she was done with college. And she's not sad about that.
What did she study in college?
Marketing.
Is that something she can use?
She could, maybe, where she works now, but she doesn't think that she can.
On the count of 3, you will see yourself standing in front of a place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you're experiencing.
It's a dark brown building. Looks like 3 stories. There's a black railing to go up the stairs. Then there's a bottom apartment that goes down. There's the up staircase and the down staircase, but it doesn't go down far. She lives in that down one, maybe like a little under street level. She has 2 roommates, Clara and Jessie.
What is your name?
Angela.
What's your last name?
Bryce.
How old are you at this point, Angela?
35.
Do you have any new relationship in your life?
She likes a man, Austin. They're not together, though. They just see each other when she goes out with her roommates. He sells art or does something with art.
How's that relationship going?
They get married, but not for 3 years. They really love each other. They have kids, 2 boys, a girl. It's a good relationship.
Once they get married, does she continue to work?
In the beginning, yes. When she has kids, no.
How does she feel about that life?
She likes that because she wasn't completely fulfilled or happy in her job, but she feels fulfilled and happy with her life with her kids and her husband. And her mom comes to stay with them too.
Permanently?
Yes.
So do they stay in New York?
Yes, but they moved somewhere where they have a freestanding house. So it's not attached to anything. And there's a yard. I get the feeling like one of the islands, Staten Island, or somewhere where her husband can still work. But he doesn't have to because his family has money. He works because he likes it.
Does she ever share with him that experience?
She does. He's the only one.
Has she made peace with it?
Yes. She never really thought about it. And she always thought it was weird or strange that it didn't affect her. She just didn't want it to define her or hold her back, so she tried to put it out of her mind. And she didn't think about it, but every now and then she would just feel regret about the decision she made about not leaving. But it didn't stick with her. She just would say, "You gotta stop thinking about it and move on."
What was her husband's reaction to it?
He was angry, not at her, that someone would do that. And it made him sad. It made him want to protect her more, which she loved about him.
So go ahead and move to the next significant moment in that life and tell me what happens.
Just when her mom dies, She was old, but Angela really took it hard. She was really depressed and sad for a long time afterward. Her husband was worried about her.
How old was Angela at that time?
50. Her mom was 75. And she was just angry because that wasn't old in her mind, and she didn't think it was fair.
Did she stay angry?
No, she just stayed sad. She never really was the same person.
She must have had a really close connection with her mom.
She did. The connection and relationship was stronger than even with her husband and kids.
What was Angela doing when her kids grew up?
She was just at home. She gardened and did things to keep herself busy. She was a little bored, but she wasn't upset by that. She still had those friends, those roommates that she would have lunch with, and some of her husband's family would do things with them, but I don't see a lot of Angela's family. Her mom is the only one from her family that I have seen. I feel like she had brothers, no sisters, but I don't get like she was close to them or like they were even really around very much. Feels like maybe they were older, so she didn't grow up with them. And her dad died when she was young.
So I'd like you now to move to the last day of that life. Tell me what's happening.
She's in a bed. Her husband, her sons are there. She's been sick. Cancer. She's 68. It's in March, and they're just laughing and talking. It was really nice. And she died that night. They were still there. They were all together. I see when she dies, she is looking down on everyone. And she's feeling happy because they're feeling things are complete. They're not breaking down. And that makes her feel okay, that they're going to be okay. Her husband is probably the worst off because he feels that they are soulmates and he doesn't know how long that he can be on the earth without her. And then she goes. I see her going to where souls go, and she's meeting with people, and they're telling her that she did good.
As you return back into that state of oneness and connection, I want you to become aware of what the purpose was for that life journey.
They're telling me that that life was meant to show appreciation for the life in general. It wasn't a really hard life, but it wasn't a really easy life, and that sometimes life can just be a little uncomfortable and unsatisfying, but you can make it satisfying by being grateful.
And I'd like you to bring attention back to that unfortunate event in Angela's life. And I wonder if there was a significance in that event.
They're saying that being able to move past things like that and still find joy and still live life is important, and that sometimes you make decisions that could lead to bad things, but you shouldn't punish yourself for that. Also, that you're not in control of other people's actions, and that sometimes, no matter what decision you make, something bad can happen, and it's not your fault. People have free will, and they're not always going to do what's best for you.
What was the long-term consequence or effect of that event? Angela felt that it didn't really impact her throughout life, but I wonder if there was any subconscious effect of that.
They're saying that The anger part of it is one thing that she needed to work on, because she was angry at herself. She wasn't angry at the men. She placed the anger on herself. And that sometimes would manifest like she got angry quickly. She would lash out sometimes, or if the kids did something, her initial reaction would be anger. She wasn't a bad person or mean, but that's one thing that she needed to deal with. And she didn't work on that in that life. She just kind of, well, that's how I am, stemmed from that event, but she never attributed to that.
Is that something that is affecting Tasha's life?
Yes.
In what way?
When I first was helping my mom take care of my nephews, I wasn't familiar with children. I never wanted to have children, but I felt bad for my mom because she was older, having to take on 2 little boys. So I would try to help in any way I can, and it was really stressful on me in the way that I would lash out. And I showed love too, so I wasn't always screaming and yelling, but I think with the boys being older now, they have a tendency of coming to anger first. And I feel like if I would have been able to be a little bit more patient and not take out my frustration on having to rearrange my whole life, that maybe they would be able to convey their frustrations better. And I was also really, really angry with my brother for having these kids and not taking care of them like he should have.
So I would like to ask Tasha's and Angela's higher consciousness to step forward. Perhaps I can ask it a few questions.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you help me understand the purpose that you set for Tasha's life?
She needs to help people. She would be better used to bring people together, share knowledge, bring joy and happiness.
So the anger issue, which is lingering from that life of Angela, is that part of the purpose, or is that just one of the lessons that she's working through?
It's a lesson she has to work through. She's getting better. She realized the issue even before this, but she slips up a lot. She applies the lesson sometimes, doesn't apply it other times.
What would be something that in the moment when anger comes up would help her mitigate it and bring it down?
She needs to first think about what she does and says, how it's going to affect that person in that moment and in the future. She has to take a moment. She can't react immediately.
So she has always worried about people that are important to her, and she has a sense of impending doom. Can you tell me where it's coming from? And if it's not from the previous life, then take us to the cause of that.
It's not just from the previous life we discussed, but that's carried over. She knew that something was going to happen to her that night, and because it did, it's still carrying over. And she has more intuitive abilities than she realizes, but she's attributing those abilities and linking them to all the bad things that have happened. And sometimes when you think bad things are going to happen, or you are saying or doing negative things, that's influencing how you perceive the world around you. You have to be appreciative and grateful and put good things out there. One of the times that she meditated before her brother died, she asked us if her brother was going to die, and we told her yes. And she didn't take that seriously. But now, every time she's meditating, she wants to ask questions about what's going to happen. She can't do that. That time she asked that question was a real worry for her. But now she's let that same worry in, and it's not good for her to do that.
Was there an event that was triggering for this that perhaps we can help her release now?
There are other events or lives that some of this started, but that's not really important for the healing. She focuses on the negative potentials. She needs to focus on the good potentials. Good will come.
Can you give her a sense, an image perhaps, of a scale with two plates, and one side would have the negative potentials of every event, and the other side would have the positive potentials of every event?
The right side is good.
Right.
It's tipping all the way down. There has been a lot of hard times and people leaving this life. But that's done now. Everyone that you're worried about, they're going to be okay. You just have to believe that and help them believe that and be appreciative of what you have. And you are exploring these new things and you're on the right path. You need to help others realize that. In particular, your mom, your other brother, they need kind words, and you don't have to feel responsible for them. You just need to encourage.
So I wonder if the souls of her brother and father that passed away would be willing to step forward now and have a brief conversation with us and give a message to Tasha.
They're here.
Thank you. So one thing that was brought up just now is that there has been a lot of loss, and so this creates a very negative feeling or anticipation of doom. And I was wondering if you can make it clear to her why you left at the time that you left, so that she can see it from a bigger perspective.
This is her brother. I had a plan for my life, and that plan was to leave early. Not as early as I did, but things weren't going according to plan. Things were getting bad, and I had to exit. And that exit is hurtful for everyone, but it was the way that it was supposed to be. And I'm not gone. I'm all around. I know that you hear me, and I'm grateful that you're helping our mom, because she needs to know that this is not a bad thing. It was necessary. I was causing a lot of pain, and that wasn't what I wanted. I have a lot of lessons to learn. In this life, I didn't learn them, but I learned some, and we're all going to have another life together, and we can do better. This is her dad. I know that she wants me to come through as much as her brother, but she's doing okay. And I want her to know that I am focusing a lot of my attention on your other brother and the boys. They need me more right now, so I don't chime in as much. But I will tell you that I know that you loved me, and it was time for me to go. That's how I wanted to go. I didn't want to be around you. That would have been too hard. I had finished my life's work. I apologized for the things that I had done. I made peace with my decisions, and it was time to go. I do try to come through to your mom sometimes, but I don't think she wants to talk to me yet. Just tell her that I'm ready when she is.
Does Tasha see now that the events happened with intention?
Yes. And she has to understand that we all choose when we want to go. And the people that are in your life right now are going to be with you for a long time. And you're going to see things come to fruition that you hope for. The is going to have a great high school career, and the choices that you are making to send him to the other school are right. Ryan is going to find his way. He's struggling a little bit with who he is, but he's also very strong. You don't have to worry. It's going to take a while longer, but He needs encouragement. He doesn't need you to tackle his problems and figure it out for him. That's the worst thing that you can do. He needs to learn to live on his own and not rely on you. And his problems are not your burden. You can't keep doing that to yourself. You can't keep feeling angry or guilty about things that you've done or said. It's in the past. That's why I'm always in your head telling you don't do that, because you do it constantly. Stop second guessing and just live your life.
Is this the father?
That's brother.
And so help her release that tension of second guessing, of doubt, of anticipation of doom, of anxiety about bad things happening when she's not around people. Just help her vent it out into the universe to be transmuted so that she can feel a sense of peace and a knowing that all is well. That even when a human being steps out of the three-dimensional reality, the soul is still alive. There is never a permanent loss of love. Is there anything else you want to say directly to Tasha?
I know that you did your best to help me. This life was meant for you to help others and be empathetic, and you're doing a great job. You started this process of learning, and you should keep doing it. I know how much you loved me and our dad, and that's one of the greatest qualities about you, how much you love and care. My spirit guide is telling me that I didn't even need her today, and that makes her happy.
In terms of getting information?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have a question. Maybe she can answer that. Tasha wanted to know who in her family today is part of her soul family.
They all are. Her brothers, her mom, her dad, her nephews, her friend, her husband, her stepchildren. Her grandparents are not directly in the soul family, but they come back in and out frequently, so they're still all connected. There are some people that you haven't met yet, but you will. Her mother is her soulmate. They frequently come back in that same mother-daughter role. They're very, very close in every life.
One last question about the path for Tasha and the work that she does. She's experiencing some job dissatisfaction. So can you suggest any path that she may explore or anything specific that she may do?
Tasha has felt dissatisfaction in a lot of things in her life. It's not related specifically to her work. Once she works on these issues that she has, the anger or the worry, she will be more able to be satisfied in other aspects of life. But she should still try to help people. She can do that in any job she's doing. She works with an underserved population already. She should try to do something to make that environment better. She's meant to create, but we would like her to think more on this.
What do you mean by she's meant to create?
Create programs, environments, change the way things are working now. That can happen in a new job, in her current job. She needs to stay in this job that she's doing right now for a little longer. This is not a permanent place, but she needs to be there longer. It will come to her when she's not expecting. She will move on to another place.
Thank you. I appreciate all the help that you have given us today. If there is one final message that anyone or all of you as a collective want to give to Tasha, please go ahead now before we let you go.
Just be who you know you are. Everything will fall in place.
I'd like to ask the higher consciousness and all the entities that we have spoken or interacted with today to step back with much love and thanks for the help and information that you have given Tasha today.